What's up, everyone? It's Purple Haze here with another episode of Purple Shade. All right, y'all, as you can tell from the title, I'm talking about the Microsoft Activision deal and why I believe that this is the nail in the coffin for this deal. But for everybody, let me catch you up on what actually was happened this week and why I think what I think. So, earlier this week, the European Union allowed or said that they're going to accept the behavioral remedies that Microsoft has done. So, meaning the contracts Microsoft signed with cloud gaming platforms to allow the deal to go through. Now, what's really important here is that the European Union, just like the CMA, found that the deal was anti competitive. Where the European Union differs from the CMA is on the remedies that they're willing to accept. You see, the EU, as I said before, was going to take behavioral remedies, as where the UK and the CMA have a much higher bar that needs to be reached for them to take behavioral remedies. But at the end of the day, the CMA said that they're more than willing to take structural remedies, which means you need to either take out Call of Duty, or Activision and Blizzard. That is what the CMA said that they were willing to take as a remedy. So why is this important? Well, this is important for a few things. One thing is, it's not like the CMA and the EU have totally different logic. They actually have fairly the same logic. They just differ on the reason that they're going to allow what they're willing to accept to allow the deal to go through. But more importantly, Microsoft's going to have to thread a very, very narrow line here when they actually go up to the tribunal in the UK to try to repeal that or appeal that ruling. You see, the EU also said the deal is anti-competitive. So Microsoft's not going to probably have that much leeway on that. They have to have the lead. They have to try to appeal on the actual idea of taking a structural remedy over a behavioral remedy. And that's a very high bar because that is part of the process and that is part of the guidelines that the CMA works from that is actually encoded in their law. That's the hard part that Microsoft has to do. But beyond that, and y'all know I don't live in the UK, I don't live in the EU, I live in the United States, and I want to talk about why this matters to the FTC. And this is because I've seen a lot of rhetoric and a lot of people have asked me questions about, do I believe the FTC will fall in the way of the EU, or do I believe the FTC will follow the path of the CMA? And this is actually kind of a flawed question. You see, the FTC has already said that they believe the deal is anti-competitive. That's what they said back in December. Yeah, back when everybody said, oh, the FTC doesn't have a case. Well, it actually comes to find out that both the EU and the CMA both have said the deal is anti-competitive. So the fact of the matter is that FTC probably has at least a case to say that this deal is anti-competitive. The actual question is going to come down to what are they going to accept as a remedy? And if we've seen anything from the FTC, it's that they're not talking any type of behavioral remedy. They want the deal to have a very, they actually want to cancel the deal outright. And so this is the problem that the Microsoft Activision deal actually has. You see, for Microsoft and Activision Blizzard to even go to court with the FTC, they have to wait until August and the deal expires in July. If you've been following me and following what I've been saying, I've always said this deal falls through renegotiation. And for all of my other content creators out there, you know, the ones with the big channels and so forth, this is what I think is the most important. It's not on the law. It's not on what the lawyers are saying. It's on the logistics of having to get a deal through. But I'll talk more about this next time. That'll probably be my last video on this topic, and I'll talk why this deal just no longer makes sense from a business perspective. But before I hang up on this, I do want to say what it would take for me to actually say the deal will go through. And that's going to be if Microsoft and Activision Blizzard agree to a structural remedy. I think the deal goes through right away. or if they do actually come back and renegotiate, which again, I think is very, very unlikely based upon what I'm going to say next week or maybe in 2 weeks. We'll see. But with that said, what do you all think? Do you all think that this adds more, juice to the acquisition? Or do you think this is just kind of like lipstick on a pig? Or do you think, like I think, in that this deal is kind of already dead? We're just going through formalities right now. Let me know, comment below. Really appreciate your comments, Neil, Severin, Rune, Cowboy, all y'all. You asked wonderful questions. Keep them coming. And with that, I don't care where you game, how you game, why you game, what you game on. As long as you're gaming, you're good with me. And as always, this is Purple Haze, and the proof is in the plane. All right, later, y'all.